Fun Artist. Today we are going to look at the artwork of Georgia O'Keeffe. She's an American artist and she became famous for painting big, beautiful, bold flowers that looked like they almost filled the canvas or the page. She liked to look at them in a different point of view, where you almost were looking right inside the center of a flower instead of just looking at it from far away. She loved to do poppies, and this is just one example of the many types of paintings that she made during her life, and we're going to reflect that in ours as well. Okay, so I am going to use black paper today, clear glue, and oil pastels. Now I realize you probably don't have that at home. If you do, that's awesome. If you don't, just watch me so you learn how these materials look and work, and then feel free to do your own version of your Georgia O'Keeffe poppy using what you have at home. You can do it with markers, crayons, colored paper, and as long as you try to draw the flower that you draw large on the middle of the paper. So for this, I'm going to go ahead and tilt this down. I went ahead and I actually drew my flower shape yesterday with clear glue. Now, whenever you draw with glue, it's really fun to do actually, but it takes a while to dry, so you need to plan ahead. So here's some stripes I just did, I practiced on, but I just simply squeeze your bottle gently, and you just draw with your glue. And then anything on the color of paper that you have, and I use black, will end up being clear and shiny when it dries and stay that color. So this is dry now on my flower picture here, and now I can add my color to it. It's just a fun idea to try if you have it. The same effect you can also get with white bottled glue. It's just going to be a little bit cloudier, but still work just as cool. Okay. I'm using oil pastels. These are one of my very favorite things to work with. And like I said, you can use crayons, whatever you have at home. But I'm going to show you one way to do this. To make a poppy, I went ahead and I drew a black circle in the center with my glue. And then I made rounded edges, like the petals of a poppy, and I made it large to fill my page, and that's what's important to make it look like a Georgia O'Keeffe. She never really had little tiny flowers all around. The flower was the main focus and focal point of her artwork. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and with this I'm going to use red, and I'm going to begin by starting near the dot and trying to fill it in with my pastel. And like I said, that dot's going to stay nice and clear. It's going to look really kind of cool. Poppies are often used to remember people who have served our country. Veterans Day is next month. These would be kind of a neat thing to hang in honor of people that maybe have lost their lives and have given the ultimate sacrifice. They're just really beautiful color. So I'm just real quick going to go ahead and color in this area. Now, what's cool about pastels is that they blend. You can use your finger to blend, or you can even use a tissue. So I'm going to take a tissue here, and I'm going to show you by starting in the center and rubbing outward. It really blends because they're made of oil. And then I can keep adding on to the color. So right now my poppy's pretty dark, so I definitely want to keep going over it to make it more bright and stand out. So I'm going to give it a couple more passes over this, and I think I'm going to introduce another color in a moment. So I've got my red on here, and now I'm going to add a little bit of blue, just a little bit. Blue is not part of the flower, but I thought it might be kind of an interesting contrast to put in the background. Colored chalk would work really nice with this also. It reminds me of chalk when I start to blend. All right, now a real poppy is definitely red, but often have a little bit of an orange tint to it. So I think it would look really nice if I just added a little bit of orange to the inside of these flowers to really give it a fun contrast and make it look a little bit more realistic. And then I'm going to blend that in. Oh, I like that, and I like how the black's staying there. I did get a little bit of green because green and red are complementary colors, and it kind of reminded me of maybe the stem or a leaf that might come behind it and really show it off a little bit. You're the artist, so you can take these artistic impulses or decisions and go with it. What do you decide? What do you like in your artwork? Maybe I do want to have a little stem right there. And then I know I realize I went a little fast, but I want to give you time to work on it and have the main focus be your flower. So for today, artist, go ahead and create a large flower on the center of your paper like Georgia O'Keeffe. If you have the colors, red and orange, you could try to make a large poppy with its big black center.